This clip was recorded by a man who had recently moved into a brand new apartment building. But it seems as though the history from the plot of land had been infused into the new build, because from the day he moved in, he began experiencing something unexplainable. Take a look.
This has been happening ever since we've moved in. Ever since we've been moved in, this has been happening. It's a brand new building. I don't get it. Happens that often, the handle is even loose. Really, really fed up with this. It's all the time at the moment.
The handle has even come loose because of how much it was happening. He says it happens almost every single night. The strange thing about this video is the fact that the building is brand new. So there's no place for things like ancient legends or old faulty designs to cause any of these problems. Something could haunt the area though. Do you think that could be the case? Could it be a spirit showing its disdain for being awoken after all these years? I guess we'll never know.
This has been happening ever since we've moved in. Ever since we've been moved in.
While working the overnight shift in his store around the hours of 1 to 4 a.m., the manager always sensed something eerie lingering in the shop. But he tried not to pay it any mind and get along with the rest of his shift. It's never that simple though, is it? Because as he tried desperately to ignore the horrors that closed in on either side of him, he soon realized it was too late to even think about leaving. At first, the activity was light and easily explainable.
Putting things away from the box. All right, now watch. I want you guys to focus on this area right here. Okay? Look. Boom, you see that?
The box could well have been anything from unbalanced weight to any kind of chain reaction of movement. But when you watch closer, those logical explanations soon melt away. Because things took an even more sinister turn when he walked through the store trying to find the culprit.
Oh! Oh, shit. Look, there I am, right there. Look, you see that? You see that? Nah. Nah. Hell no.
His big mistake here was attempting to communicate with and taunt the supposed spirit. Among paranormal circles, it's pretty common knowledge that all things ghostly feed off of human interaction. It could be the reason the entity was able to get so physical. There couldn't be anything tied to that lock of his hair for it to be pulled by someone else, otherwise we would see the weird ponytail it would make. And it's pretty clear that there's nobody in the store with him. Although most retailers don't operate with only one worker conducting an overnight shift, there's usually at least 1 or 2 other people on the shop floor or in the back. Could there be a hidden co-worker somewhere helping him pull off a farce? They'd have to be pretty skilled in practical effects to pull it off though. What do you think happened here? It's hard enough to keep your house clean, but when you have a messy spirit staying with you, it's almost impossible. You can tell right away that this TikToker's friend is very fussy about his living space and likes to keep order in the house, especially when he has friends around like tonight. But the ghost who shares the apartment with them isn't keen on guests. You see, it's not the first time strange things have happened in this house, and as much as they like to keep it tidy, the ghost has other ideas. If only we had a static camera lying around. Oh wait, we do? Of course we do. We always do. Let's see what caused the chaos then. Surely the ghost is not to blame, right? Caught in the act. But this ghost has a criminal record. Check out what was caught a few weeks earlier. Wow. Okay, now things are getting weird. How the hell do you fake that? It's not like you can perforate a porcelain plate without smashing it to bits, right? If this was done by string, there's none to be seen. So what is going on here? Maybe this TikToker should hire a ghost behavioral therapist to explain why so much aggression is not good for his spirit. Did you see what I did there? At 7:15 in the evening, this confused dog owner had to do a triple take when he saw his dog acting suspicious. Playing and interacting with seemingly nothing, but absolutely fine in every other regard. That was when the owner thought to check the home security cameras. And they caught something that made his hair stand on end. You can see just in front of the dog a faint shadow person. It looks quite tall and somewhat imposing, but the dog seemed to be loving every minute. While security cameras are known to not offer the best quality footage, there isn't much that the camera could have mistaken or glitched out on. And the dog confirms that someone or something is there in the middle of the room. What do you think happened here?
This next clip comes from a work site in Indonesia, where a maintenance crew was dealing with a truck shift after a mudslide. One of the workers started filming, probably expected to catch some chaos on camera. And in a way, he did, but not the kind he was expecting. Take a look.
Un video corto grabado en Indonesia nos muestra cómo a plena luz del día, mientras se hacen trabajos de mantenimiento, un ente apareció en la toma. Una extraña mujer es grabada en medio de los trabajadores y ellos parecen no notarlo. ¿Será esto un fantasma real?
A woman appears to be standing completely still right before the truck moves over her. You don't get much detail, so yeah, it could have been someone passing by, just watching the scene. But when you zoom in on her face, there isn't one, just a blurred void where her features should be.
Camila Torres works at a residential home, and after working there for a while, she realized something wasn't quite right. There was a certain room that both staff and residents called the Death Room. According to Camila, many residents felt weird when inside or near the room. Some had passed over for no apparent reason in there, and everyone gets chills just from walking past it. So in 2019, a resident asked her to record a blessing of the room, which is when she caught this terrifying moment.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
Did you see that? Right at the end, the rosary in the resident's hand swings around as if aggressively pulled by someone in front of her. People weren't the only ones who felt weird about the death room, though. A while before the blessing video, a therapy dog was brought in to see the residents. But while greeting them all, the dog was drawn to the room, and this happened.
You ready to go take a shower? Yeah, here. It's not worth it? Where's your other sucker? You only have one? Use it. Sheila.
Really?
According to her owners, the dog had never had an issue leaving the group she was working with, so why did she run to the room and whimper in the doorway? She's a therapy dog, so it's even weirder. They're specifically trained to stay within the group. After posting a few videos of the supposedly haunted room, Camila started having issues with her recordings glitching. She noticed this when she went to introduce another clip she and her colleagues caught while watching some paramedics over the security cameras near the death room.
So basically,
If even paramedics are getting freaked out by the room, God knows what is in there. The room's aura only seems to get stronger and stronger though. Her most recent update includes her watching over the security cameras again and noticing that it all seems a bit more physical.
I don't know, no one's in there. It's crazy. Get the light, get the light. Yes. Did you just get that on camera? No. Stop. I'm not playing with you anymore. I don't like this. No, I don't like this.
After this happened, the core light kept going off, but Camilla swears no one was inside the room, so she had her supervisors go to check with her.
This is insane right now. Right there.
Okay, you're gonna stop this right now.
Core lights only go on when residents physically push buttons or step on something to trigger an alarm. If the room was empty, who the hell was it? Could the souls of residents passed over be trapped inside that room still? Yeah, you'd never catch me sleeping in there, that's for sure.
On March 23rd, 2025, just another chill evening with a mother scrolling through social media and her little girl nearby playing with her toy on the bed. Everything felt perfectly normal until their security camera captured something so disturbing that it made them question whether their home was as safe as they thought. Take a look. As the little girl sits playing with her toy, she suddenly gets yanked backwards off the bed, hard. And the strangest part is that there was no one behind her. The bed was almost right up against the wall, and there was absolutely no way for someone to pull her. So how does a child sitting with her legs apart for balance suddenly fall backwards like she's been pulled by the hair? Watch the movement closely. There was no wobble, just a jerking motion that sent her straight down. And if it was just poor posture or an accident, why did she react as if something grabbed her? This is tilting towards what you're already suspecting, but be sure to leave your comments down below.
On the 30th of August 2025, the auction house RWB Auctions posted a TikTok that left customers less interested in bidding and more interested in burning sage. Strangely, the video had nothing to do with their latest collections or best sellers. Instead, it was about what their CCTV cameras caught at stupid o'clock in the morning. Take a look.
WTF did we just see?
At around 2 a.m., a pram casually rolls into frame, triggering the security system and making its way around the sales room. But here's where it gets stranger. You'd think, in a room full of antiques, the haunted candidate would be some creepy Victorian doll, an old mirror, or maybe a cursed painting. But according to management, this pram is actually new. Well, relatively new, from the 1950s, and it's been sitting in their collection without any problems until now. Not taking chances, the sales room brought in a psychic medium to figure out what they were up against. Because let's be honest, a haunted pram casually wheeling itself around is unsettling enough. But leave it unchecked, and you might end up with a full-blown paranormal playground on your hands. On a Thursday evening, a guy and his little sister were jolted awake by strange noises around their bedroom. Seeing that it would be hard to explain what was happening to his parents the next morning, he brought out his phone to record. What he caught almost guarantees that no one would be sleeping in that room that night.
Lo vi, jefe.
Parte ahí por la... ¿Será que me acerco?
Sí.
As he steadies his camera to where the disturbance came from, something swings the cupboard open as if to announce its presence. While not much is known about the house's dark history, it's safe to say that they'd need to stock up on sage sticks and holy water if they intend to stay there much longer.
Parte ahí por la... ¿Será que me acerco?
A woman named Kitty was spending her late morning washing up some dishes. But as she stood completing her chores, she didn't realize that her day was about to take a sinister turn. Check out what she caught on her home security camera. How could that have happened? Her reaction seems pretty genuine as well. She just abandons her half-completed washing up. The shock is real. There's no way that the cupboard door could have opened that fast and had something shoot out of it without some kind of tampering. But there is no one in or near the kitchen with her to do anything like that. It's a chilling reminder of how quickly a normal moment can become a nightmare. 1 second, you're standing in your own kitchen, doing something as simple as washing the dishes. The next, the room you feel safest in declares that you are no longer welcome. It proves that ghosts don't always wait for the lights to go out. Sometimes, they're just standing right behind you, waiting for you to turn your back.
Big Dave is used to being the main big man in his house, so imagine his horror when he realised that his security camera caught something 10 times more powerful than he could ever wish to be. Just as his son was ready to raid the fridge at stupid o'clock, the security camera catches an unsettling ghostly apparition slowly walking in the other room. There's no mirror, no reflective surface, just an open plan doorway with plain walls. It could have been a family member walking past, but if the dude standing right in front of the camera appears perfectly clear, then why wouldn't anybody else? And let's be real, no normal person appears as a wispy, glowing blur. Big Dave might be the biggest man in the house, but whatever that was, it made sure he knew that his son was not the only one there that night.
This surgeon was working late into the night in a basically empty hospital ward, so she could complete a demonstration video for her students. She didn't feel scared quite yet, as she was in her place of work and she knew there were at least a few co-workers around. But as she sat there and tried to get her script right, she realized that something much more sinister was running around. She managed to catch the moment she spotted it on camera.
So here we have two different kinds of sutures, polypropylene, monofilament, and chromic catgut. And the sutures last anywhere from 60 to 90 days.
Can you please just show yourself? Just give me a sign. Do whatever you want.
After she pulled herself to her feet to investigate whatever it was that she saw, she bumped into a co-worker and said something very interesting.
I'm literally tearing up right now. I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
What on earth is it? In the hospital the video is taken from, the women's bathroom on one floor is out of order and has been for a while. Mainly because everyone stays away from it due to the speculation that it's haunted by something terrifying. Could this be the it they're talking about? Maybe. Because after her debrief, she runs straight to the women's toilets to try and get the spirit to show itself. But nothing happens. Feeling defeated, the surgeon retrieves her phone from the bathroom floor and goes to sit back in her room. But that's when all hell broke loose. While the voice could have been from anyone, it sounded like it was nearby. And we know that the surgeon was on her own, at least in that portion of the hospital. The guy she spoke to didn't follow her or anything. The door could have been self-closing, but if she works in the hospital and knows it well, that would be a feature she would be familiar with. So why would it scare her so much? And that shadow, that must be the same thing she saw earlier when she stopped recording the video for her students. What kind of entity could it be? Leave any theories you have below. Nothing sets off a child's toy collection like a creepy haunted doll, right? Well, that must have been what Sarah thought when she purchased this absolute hellspawn for her younger daughter.
Quedé sola yo aquí en mi casa hace como que unos 2 o 3 días y yo estaba acostada cuando sola empezó a sonar, pero si se dan cuenta no tiene absolutamente nada aquí, porque yo todo le quito, pues mira, si le tocas absolutamente todo se le quita. Mira.
While somewhat more modern looking than most haunted dolls we've seen, the scare factor is still off the charts with this one. So much so that when her daughter left to stay with family for a few days, she left the doll in her room with no batteries inside. That night, Sarah was in for a nightmare come true. While home alone, 2 a.m. hit and she heard a sound from the bedside table that made her every hair stand on end. She pulled out her phone to try and catch anything she could on camera, check out the footage she caught.
Esta muñeca no para de moverse. Estoy aquí acostada y mira, fíjate. Es en serio, no hay nadie. ¡Ay, Dios mío santo! ¿Quién está ahí? ¿Quién está ahí? ¿Hola? Y es que no hay nadie. ¿Soy yo o la maleta se movió? ¿Quién está ahí? Mira, no hay absolutamente nadie aquí. Lo tengo más que claro, no hay nadie, mira.
Looks like she could be dealing with two entities, one tied to the doll and one that minds the bags. The terror didn't end there, though. As she stumbled through the rest of her home, desperately trying to catch a break from the onslaught, she noticed that the doll had stopped singing and moving. Hoping that might be the end of it, she tiptoed back into the kitchen area and looked directly at her large windows, which is when she caught something downright weird.
No hay absolutamente nadie aquí. Lo tengo más que claro, no hay nadie, mira. Aquí Padre Celestial, ¿soy yo? ¿Estoy mal o hay alguien allá parado? Esta cosa se está... Mira, mira, fíjate. Va para el cuarto de la niña. ¿Te das cuenta? Mírala. Va para el cuarto de la niña.
This part is like paranormal whiplash. Sarah was standing behind the breakfast bar in the kitchen when she looked at the windows. So who the hell was reflected standing in front of it? The figure is human-shaped, but indistinguishable past that point. Could the black head be long tattered hair draped over someone's face? Or something even more sinister, more demonic? Either way, it goes to show that dolls don't have to be porcelain-faced and draped in musty Victorian gowns to fuel your nightmares. Danny Donahue had a burning passion for all things film and media. He spent most of his days poring over different creepy monster movies and making one of his own. But as he put some of the final touches to his masterpiece, he realized he needn't have ventured out of his own apartment, because something scarier than any Godzilla movie was just waiting for him to discover it. It all started with some strange nightly disturbances.
I keep hearing noises in the hall outside the room. I haven't heard anything for about 5 minutes now, and I think...
What on God's green earth was that? The shadow is gone almost as soon as it appears, but the noise it makes is haunting. What could it be? It wasn't long before the apparitions became a little more in his face. The creepiest thing here isn't even the figure dragging itself down his bed. It's the hand on the door, right at the beginning. Did you see it? Was it lurking there the entire time? Naturally, when it gets that bad, it can only get 10 times worse, can't it? The strange long-haired figure seemed to start tormenting him more frequently and violently as time went on. It looks more and more solid the more you watch. Could it be a ghost, a demon, or some kind of weird squatter? The next time he managed to capture any footage, it was a super close call. What the hell is it? It's half human woman and half horrific spectral nightmare. He had become used to his nighttimes being ruined by this entity, but after a while, it began to strike in the daytime as well. These clips are all petrifying, but one thing we do need to remember is that Danny is a film fanatic and dabbles in directing and editing his own. This could all be a fantastic project created in his own mind, but if it's not, then he needs to get a priest down there stat.
The woman in this next video had just finished deep cleaning her kid's room, wiped down every surface, organised the toys, and made sure her toddler was safely placed back in her playpen, with her daughter watching Miss Rachel. She dashed downstairs to do some laundry. When she returned, her daughter was holding a blue bottle stem, one that the mother swore she didn't give her, and a bottle that had no business being on the nursery floor. Disturbed and confused, she rushed to review the baby monitor footage, and what she found left her reeling. Take a look. first, the toddler appears calm, eyes glued to the show, until she suddenly turns her attention to something just off screen, as if someone had entered the room. Then, a blue bottle stem strangely appears out of nowhere, as if it were delivered by the Tooth Fairy, which she picks up and starts nibbling on. Moments later, a bottle falls right in front of her, and then, perhaps the most eerie part, she blows a kiss to someone or something we can't see, almost like she was impressed by their service. Now, let's break it down. Remember that the mother only reviewed the baby monitor footage because she was confused about how her daughter had the bottle and the stem. Well, this is what she said when commenters asked her to make another video to show what her kid's room looked like.
Okay, so this is my daughter's playpen that she was in when the bottle thing happened. So she was standing right here. The stem would have fallen about here. And as you can see, like directly in front of that on the other side is the toy bin where the bottle had landed. It landed about here. There's nothing around that the bottles could have come from, especially because like they landed straight down. So there's a little dresser, and then over there in there is where the dressing room is, which is where the bottles were, where I put everything before I went downstairs to take everything out. So really no explanation. There's the monitor that caught it.
She claims that all baby bottles were washed and stored in the changing room, not in the nursery. Even more curious, the stem that dropped first doesn't even match the bottle that fell later. Even scarier is when you observe the stem closely, you'll see that it appeared to be outside of the playpen at first, almost as if it spawned behind the white barrier, and in a split second, it seems to pass through the net, not above, not under, through. Then again, there's no way that baby was holding it because we can see both hands and mouth. Even if the stem was being held somewhere on the crib or the baby's clothes, why would it first appear outside and then, almost as if it teleports back inside? So where did it come from? Some commenters believe that this was a textbook case of ghostly interaction, possibly a gentle ghost trying to help. The mother later shared that her own mother passed away when her daughter was just 14 months old, and never got to meet her granddaughter. She believes it was the spirit of the grandmother trying to tell her that her daughter was hungry, and many commenters were quick to point out how their little ones also call out the names of some deceased relatives they never met, fearing that spirits have a way of communicating with kids. What do you make of this video? Was this her mother trying to let her know that she's still with them? Or could it be something more sinister that should be expelled? Like, now? On the other hand, did the bottle somehow find a way to defy the laws of physics? We'll let you decide.
When Amelia moved into her home, she was over the moon with it, but she knew it needed a few renovations. One of the main culprits was a particularly rattly floorboard, but when she lifted it up to try and nail it down properly, she saw something that stopped her in her tracks.
Whoa. I noticed that there's nothing actually holding this floorboard down, so when you walk on it, it rattles a lot. So I looked underneath the floorboard to see where I could, like, nail it down again. But I had to get my camera out because... Can you see that? That looks like something buried to me. It's wedged under the old floorboards. I don't know what that is. Oh. Oh man, that's awesome. I'll be able to get this out. I'm gonna have to cut this because I'm gonna need both hands to get this out because it is like wedged in there. Okay, so I think it's coming out. It looks like it's got gold on it. Oh, it's coming. Whoa. It is filthy. How long do you reckon that was in there for? It's definitely a book, but they're not like actual pages, they're like really thick. Alright, I'm gonna have to open this on camera. I'm gonna clean this up because I don't want to breathe this in and make another video.
Curious as ever, she cleaned up the book and took a look inside. But that is when things started to take quite a sinister turn.
What I found hidden under the floorboards of a 250-year-old house.
It's wedged under the old floorboards. Whoa. It's definitely a book, but they're not like actual pages, they're like really thick. It is so weird.
Let's see what was inside. The book seemed normal at the start, filled with old portraits. But things took a creepy turn the further I went into the book. I noticed what seemed like a very old photo of my house. This is when the pictures took an unsettling turn. The rest of the album is filled with pictures of empty rooms that have an unsettling feeling. A dark shadow appears in all of these photos. I can't help but think what else could be buried under those floorboards. I will search for more hidden items.
At first the pages consisted of Victorian portraits, but after her eyes fell upon an old picture of her house, the album got spooky. The pictures of the empty rooms have a chilling feeling to them, and what the hell is that imposing dark shadow in all of them? All of this treasure hunting left her wanting more, so she headed back to the fateful floorboard and had a look for some more spooky treasures. Let's just say she hit the jackpot.
Why has it got so much wax on it? So if you've already seen the other video, I found a book that was hidden under the floorboards. So I've decided to see if there was anything else under the floorboards. So this is what I found so far. There was in fact more coins. Got no idea what this is. If anyone knows what this is, let me know. Another coin. I was doing a bit of digging to the right of where the book was, and there does seem to be something else down there which looks quite interesting. Okay. It's got like wax on it. It's got liquid in it. There's another one there. So that just makes things like 10 times more interesting. Why has it got so much wax on it? It's got cork in it. Oh. I probably shouldn't be doing this on the floors. I'm going to open these downstairs because I'm fairly certain I don't know what's in that. And I'm fairly certain that's got liquid in it as well. Ugh, it stinks as well. Alright, I'm going to clean up and open these downstairs. I don't think I want to open this one because I don't have gloves for a start. I'm probably going to catch some like horrible disease or something.
Why the hell she would open those is lost on us, but the scariest thing isn't that the vials have been there for ages, it's the fact that they look a lot like the kinds of things used in black magic. Suspicious black liquid, wax seals, all buried under the floor, doesn't exactly sound like harmless fun, does it? And it absolutely wasn't, because this is what started happening in her home after she unearthed all of that history. Some commenters were a bit suspicious of whatever fell over on the wall, some even accusing her of throwing it herself and palming it off as paranormal activity, so she posted a zoomed-in version. Either those headphones were dangling on a hook in the middle of a wall, or they were floating before being dropped. Yeah, a lot of this could be recreated with good props and some string, but something about it all seems so real.
This guy can't seem to catch a break. He works the long graveyard shift hours as a security guard for a leisure centre in his Spanish town. He and his work partner spent their evenings waiting for something to happen that never does. Or does it? Because after a while, his co-worker started taking less and less shifts, telling him that he felt as though things around him were messing with his head. The longer he worked there alone, the more he'd wish he heeded his partner's warnings.
Coño. Joder.
The activity could have been achieved with some pulled strings, but where would anyone be hiding in that tiny room to pull them undetected? These kinds of things happen throughout the entire leisure centre, activity normally centering around the children's play areas.
Su puta. Bueno. Algo raro.
You could say it's unbalanced weight, but it is not suspicious that two things topple over in the exact same fashion. He mustered up the courage to carry on doing his usual rounds, and as you probably guessed, it only got more hair-raising.
Mira, la puerta esta. ¿Por qué está encendido? Hostias. ¿Hola? 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 Hostia, me piro.
Luckily for him, after this downright horrifying experience, the Christmas holidays rolled in and he got some well-deserved chill time. Well, that was until he realised whatever had been haunting him at work might have followed him home.
Hola, buenas, feliz Navidad. Aquí en la casa de mis padres esperando a ver, para darles una sorpresa a ver ahora cuando vengan, que no saben que estoy aquí. ¡Hostias!
When he went back into work afterwards, he tried his best to stay away from the kids' area, hoping that if he just kept away from the hotspots, he would be fine, but he couldn't have been more wrong. The scariest part of this video is right at the end when the rowing machine handle continues to move. But it's not the swaying, it was the fact that it spun around and came to a complete halt. As it began to gently bounce up and down, he was hit with the undeniable realization that someone or something was holding onto the bar. He hot-footed it back through the building, hoping to happen upon something less petrifying, but as he stumbled past the kids' area once more, he was drawn towards one of the playrooms, which was when he witnessed his last straw.
Ay, su madre. Ay, su padre. Ay, su vieja. jodas, no. Es que suenan... Se oyen cosas, macho. Ay, joder. No jodas, macho. No, esto ya. El carrito, macho. ¡Ay! No, esto ya muy raro.
The toy truck rolling by itself might have been the final straw, but it was that silent, empty building refusing to stay silent that pushed him to his limit. Whether these clips were the result of something messing with him from the shadows, or something far worse trying to latch on, one thing's clear: whatever's haunting that leisure centre isn't finished with him yet.
Ay, su vieja.
A man named Tristan is home alone late one night when he captures evidence that proves the strange noises in his apartment aren't being caused by his cat. For a long time, he had a simple explanation for the bumps and sounds he'd hear at night. It was just the cat. It was an easy way to dismiss the unsettling feelings and stay sane. But on this night, that convenient explanation is about to be completely shattered. With his cat nowhere in sight, he's forced to confront what was really making the noise. Take a look. He hears a series of loud, aggressive knocks. You can see from the tremor in his hands that he's genuinely terrified, not just startled. Now, a skeptic's first thought is simple. Someone is just knocking on his front door. It's a fair point, but Tristan insists the sound was coming from inside the dining room. And you have to admit, that panicked shivering seems like a pretty extreme reaction to a simple knock. But this encounter was just a warm-up act. Whatever was making the noise that night was about to get a lot bolder. The first thing you hear is the rattling, an aggressive, violent shaking of the doorknob. But Tristan isn't the only one who notices. His cat is already there, mesmerized by the door. And the cat's body language tells you everything you need to know. It's not curiosity. It quickly backs away, head low, tail down, classic signs of fear. Whatever is on the other side of that door, the cat knows it's not friendly. As Tristan gets closer, the rattling stops, and the door swings open on its own. He immediately shows the entire area. The room is tiny, with absolutely nowhere for a person to hide. This is no longer just a simple knock. The entity has escalated from making noises to physically interacting with his apartment, and his cat's reaction confirms it's something to be feared. This belief that animals can sense the supernatural isn't new. For thousands of years, cultures have seen them as conduits to the spirit world. The ancient Egyptians, for example, revered cats, believing they could see things beyond our reality and offer protection from evil spirits. Modern paranormal investigators still rely on this, treating the reactions of pets like a living, breathing EMF meter. When a familiar, comfortable animal suddenly displays clear signs of fear towards an empty space, it's considered one of the most credible pieces of evidence you could get. So what is he dealing with? A poltergeist that's becoming more territorial? Or has something else been awakened in that apartment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.
On the 27th of September, Angie Knowles was looking after her grandson at her daughter's house. But what should have been a relaxing bonding session turned into a night of paranoia, where her grandson started acting strangely, like he could sense something wasn't right.
Please help with this!
What are you doing? Keegan, what are you doing? What? What's up? What are you doing? Where? Who? Thank you. What are you looking at? Okay. What? Who is it? Who? What? Go on. Oh no. Who is it? Granddad? Oh.
The creepiest thing about this footage is the ending. He says it's Granddad.
Granddad?
Kids are difficult to make act, and they are known for being more susceptible to paranormal encounters. So could he really have seen his late grandfather in the living room? What do you think? Let us know.
But there seems to be a faint, ghostly outline of an animal-like face right in the middle. Could the cat's leg just get yanked into the air by nothing at all? You can see its whole body and tail as it ascends, and there is no hand holding any part of it. The fun doesn't stop there, however, because while the group put all of their attention into the rooms and the pub, something even more sinister was going on below them.